쌉싸시는 길이지 뭐.
How are you?
I'm not your...
It is clear that you...
Oh, really?
He's an alcoholic. That must make life difficult.
Oh, no, it's perfect.
War can change you.
I'm not gonna lose it.
Why did you...
Why shouldn't...
Your father... Goodbye, young man.
Sort of bloody joke to you, innit?
This is despicable. I will return at a more convenient time. It's locked.
Sorry, sir. No, easy does it, boys. We can deal with this. No rest for the wicked! He's done for! the top!
I cannot enter. It's locked, all right. I cannot enter.
There's one of them vermin!
Best be on your way home.
Look lively! It's on to us! Want some of this? Over there! There's one of them vermin!
Fight for us.
I met him in New York.
If only there were more of us. Less resignation.
Hello, Jonathan.
I'm still investigating the source of the epidemic. I may have found a solid lead.
Good. We'll have to win this fight in the end.
Have you seen Lady Ashbury recently?
No. Do you want me to pass on a message the next time she passes by?
Just tell her thank you for the advice.
You thank her for her advice. All right, I'll tell her.
I met Asher Talltree.
You really met the primate? God, I wish I'd been there to witness that. Usher Talltree meeting Jonathan Reed. Just splendid.
He seems quite a peculiar man.
He's a very knowledgeable man. Traveled to almost every corner of the globe to gather information on vampires. A true scholar.
He holds you in high regard.
Really? Oh, I'm flattered. The Brotherhood only gathers whenever one of us needs to share some discovery, and that rarely happens nowadays.
Have you heard about Aloysius Dawson's so-called project? He aims to isolate the city from the East End to protect the wealthy.
That's not a bad idea. It has worked before, but a total quarantine would be almost impossible in a city like London.
That's why Dawson is thinking about building a wall around the wealthier districts.
Quite a radical idea. But if the disease should get past the wall, well, they'll be trapped and the contagion will spread like wildfire.
I have to go now. Goodbye, Edgar.
Goodbye, Jonathan. Come back to us soon.
It's locked, all right.
Over there! There's one of them vermin! Ah! Ah!
Women's right to vote is only the first step. Women of all countries unite. Support the equality between men.
I must go now.
Women of all countries unite. Support the equality between men and women.
Good evening, Miss Teasdale. How have you been since you returned?
Dr. Reed. Oh, thank God you returned safely from these awful streets. I was so worried about my father that I left without thanking you properly.
Please don't mention it, miss.
Good. I found him, you know. My dad. Or what was left of him. I think my abductor intended to do the same thing to me.
Do you need my medical...
I don't need your help specifically. I can assure you there are many competent doctors around.
I have no doubt about it, but I'm offering you my help anyway.
All right then. But please leave me alone for now.
What do you do for a living, Miss Teasdale?
Before my kidnapping, I was a waitress in a pub. Now I'm unemployed.
Were you fired?
No. It's just that after my recent experience, I don't feel like I can go back to my normal life. I need to do something useful.
Be very careful, Miss Teasdale. You were lucky to escape death once, but vampires lurk everywhere.
You killed my kidnapper by yourself, didn't you? No offense, Doctor, but you're just a doctor. I don't see why I couldn't do the same.
What do you intend to do?
Dad always told me, Louise, if you want something, don't stop until you have it. I did my research and I found it. Ichabod Throgmorton, professional vampire hunter. I'll be his apprentice.
What can you tell me about this area?
I've never really liked this part of town. It was where my father wanted to live. I won't remain here much longer.
What exactly don't you like about it?
People here are contemptuous and elitist. My dad always said, Louise, always treat people like you want them to treat you.
You seem to cherish your father a great deal.
Dad was the best. He kept an eye on me, but let me make my own mistakes. Louise, he used to say, mistakes are the best teacher. You would have liked him.
I'm sorry you didn't have the opportunity to say goodbye.
That's all right. He's buried in consecrated ground now. Nothing bad can happen to him.
Louise, tell me what you really think about your father's sacrifice to save you.
I'm proud he went after me. I forgive him all his harsh words, all his bloody attitudes. I only wish I could tell him how much I loved him.
Yes. It can be traumatic not having the chance to say goodbye to those we love.
Yes, Doctor. And there's no treatment for that type of pain, isn't that right? That may be the last thing my father taught me.
Why did your father feel guilty? He seemed so eager to welcome you back, as though he'd done something wrong.
Last time we saw each other, we had a terrible argument. I left the house and ended up in a pub. That's where the vampire met me. Dead drunk.
I see.
We argued a lot, me and Dad. But I always came home. I'm sure that's why he went to find me. He knew something bad had happened.
Your father never gave up on you. In the end, he risked everything to save the daughter he loved.
Yeah, that was my dad. Tough bastard, just like me. Even if I'd broken his leg, he would have gone looking for me.
What do you mean?
That last argument we had, it was more of a fight, actually. He slapped me and I kicked him hard in the balls.
Louise, what can you tell me about the vampire who captured you?
The little fucker claimed he'd fallen in love with me. That he wanted to spend eternity with me. Not a bad idea. At least that's the way it seemed at first.
Really? Did you consider accepting his proposal?
Well, immortality. Not a common wedding gift, is it? I think he just wanted to have his way with me. Can vampires even fuck, Doctor?
What? Well, I really can't answer that. Well, since they are creatures of blood, physically speaking, I suppose an erection is possible, but
Don't be embarrassed, Dr. Reed. I was just asking.
Goodbye.
These leaflets were telling the truth all along. But nobody takes them seriously.
Good.
Do you know anything?
He used to be a big spender. One day, he sent 3 houseboys to buy all the beluga in my shop. For his brother's birthday, if I remember correctly.
I see. Anything else? Less gastronomic, perhaps?
I really can't say. The man is filthy rich. But you know that, of course.
I may have...
Die, leech! Over there!
I have this thirst for blood. I can't believe I'm doing this. I have this thirst for blood. I can't believe I'm doing this. Good evening.
Good evening, Doc.
Do you need any medical... Do you need any medical...
I'm fine, Doc.
Goodbye, Milton. Good evening.
Good evening, Doc.
Goodbye.
Good evening.
Do you need medical...
I'm afraid.
Not a...
Thank.
Goodbye, nurse. Good evening.
Evening, Doc.
Do you need
No thanks.
Goodbye. Hello again.
Good evening, Doc.
Do you need med...
Afraid
Throughout here?
you're working.
Are you...
Of course I am. I'll be stuck here for as long as Oswald refuses to go to hospital.
What kind of
I
violence?
believe people have armed themselves and started to attack those.
Goodbye, Mr. Blight.
At least that mistress at the top stopped following me.
Another night with the glorious battalion of
Fear and disgust on every street.
Yes? Goodbye, Jonathan.
Stupid beast! I'll kill it!
I have this thirst for blood.
I said stay away, sir! Look at it! Vicious bugger! Bloody leech!
It's a leech! Kill it!
Christ! He's dead!
This is despicable.
Bloody monster!
More Braille. I should bring this to Mason Swanborough. It's locked. I have this thirst for blood.
Pin it down! Die, beast!
Die, Vampyr! Christ!
I cannot enter.
Steady, boys! We've got one of them! Fuck! He's dead!
It's locked. It's locked, all right.
Joe. You again?
Can I offer you?
Keep your met.
There is a thin...
All right.
Good.
Fancy buying?
You never... Do you need...
To be on.
I don't...
Read.
Right then. Good evening.
It's far.
Don't you...
Faith
No doubt.
blessed with.
I have had... Good evening, Mr. Swanborough.
Is it you? Tell me, how do you see the world? These days. What can I do for you?
Here is another page of the diary we were talking about.
Ah, now we're talking. Ingredients, dosages, dangers, and side effects. This is it.
Is the diary complete now?
No. The author tested his work in a hidden laboratory. We must find out where it was. Please, find me more pages, Doctor.
Mason, why would you waste your skill and knowledge on crafting snake oil and fake drugs?
But this is my only opportunity to continue practicing my art.
By giving false hope to desperate people?
They all see me as disabled and useless. I'm sick of their pity.
To accept what has happened to us and what we have become is a difficult process. I'm sorry for what you've had to endure.
You'll not get my respect through cheap compassion, Doctor. Speak to me like I'm a normal human being. That's all I ask.
Does someone take care? Mason,
But this is
by giving false...
They all see me as disabled.
To accept.
You'll not get my...
Goodbye, Mr. Swanborough.
Wandering in this part of town at night, you're either brave or a fool. What can I do for you?
Goodbye, Mr. Swan.
Tell me, How do you see the world? What can I do?
Goodbye, Mr. Swanborough.
What kind of gentleman pays visits to people at this late hour?
You Londoners are no match for me!
I've heard so many bad things recently, I'm almost glad I cannot see them.
You're bleeding. You freak! This is now my domain, young Ekon! Don't you know better? Look lively! It's on to us! That leech is fast! There's safer places to be than here. This is not the place for you, sir. Get your weapons ready! Stop it!
More Braille. I should bring this to Mason Swanborough. Good evening, Mr.
Is it... Tell me, how do you see the world these days? What can I do for you?
Here is another page.
Give it to me? Yes. Brilliant. I'm going to give you the location and the code you will need to find the cure, but you have to listen to me first.
Why? What is it?
If you find the proof that this treatment for blindness is real, I want to try it. Do you understand? No matter the risks.
Risks? What have you read in these pages that you're not telling me?
You already know what you need to know. I trust you, Dr. Reed. We share the same passion for science. Please bring back the formula.
Goodbye, Mr.
What kind of gentleman pays visits to people at this late hour?
Get them weapons ready! We found one!
I can't believe I'm doing this. I have this thirst for blood. Good evening, Mr. Swanborough.
Is it you, Dr. Reed? Wandering in this part of town at night, you're either... a brave or a fool. What can I do?
I have found the secret laboratory, and I have the formula.
And the author of the diary, did you meet him?
Yes. He was badly disfigured. Nothing more than a beast. And I cannot guarantee it wasn't connected to his experiments.
I don't care. Give me the formula, Doctor.
Here it is. But please, be very careful. You're entering uncharted territories here.
This is what science has always been about, Dr. Reed. Thank you so much.
I can't say it's been a pleasure, but we're both scientists, and I am grateful you asked me to undertake this search for you.
I have something for you, then. It is the most precious thing I have to give. Even more important than the Swanborough secret recipe.
There is really no need for payment.
Please have it, Dr. Reed, I insist. I'm sure you'll find it more useful than I would.
Goodbye, Mr. Swanborough.
What kind of gentleman pays visits to people at this late hour? What can I do
Goodbye, Mr.
Wandering in this part of town at night, you're either brave or a fool.
It's locked.
are so many people who could use my...
Good evening.
晚上
Goodbye for now. I can't believe I'm doing this. This is despicable.
Women's right to vote is only the first step.
Good evening, old chap. Are you up?
I won't lie to you.
These are the documents you wanted me to look for. I think I've gathered all the available occult research about vampires.
Oh, thank you, Johnny. That'll help me separate the myths from the facts.
I'm not sure you can consider this material factual, but it's yours now. What do you intend to do with it?
First, I'm gonna show them to Venus. It'll open her eyes and make her understand the importance of my mission.
You need some...
Stay away! Watch yourselves! Filthy piece of shit! This one's mine!
Doctor...
What are you investigating?
Well, my two miss...
I was lucky enough to find them both while conducting my investigation in this part of town.
Why do I still have the feeling that you're hiding something? What about the abductor? Was it the same person?
I don't think so. You had better interview Miss Teasdale and Mr. Kimura on that matter. All I did was to lead them safely home.
Well, my...
I don't... Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Good evening. Goodbye, Mr. Baker.
Go back to the hell that spawned you! Stay back!
It's locked.
Finally, you're here, Dr. Reed. What took you so long?
I had to pass several of your barricades and outposts to access your mansion, sir.
Death, pestilence surround us, and time is against me.
I see you've gathered some of the most expensive, albeit experimental, blood transfusion equipment available. All this could be so useful in a hospital.
Yes. Since Lord Redgrave sent me a doctor to perform my conversion, I thought you might find some of these devices useful.
Most thoughtful. But tonight I'm not here as a physician.
But I feel reassured that a specialist such as yourself would help me to escape the Reaper.
Very well. But before I proceed, I have a few questions for you.
If you must, but be quick, for I don't have much time left in this life.
First of all, I need to be sure that you know exactly what is going to happen to you, sir.
I can assure you I'm as informed as any man can be. I have planned for this moment, Dr. Reed. Planned very carefully.
So I'm going to end your life. Do you not wish to discuss the procedure for even a minute?
I don't have a minute to indulge in idle chatter. I can't feel my legs. And the cold, so cold.
I will become your maker. Do you understand what that means?
Well, I certainly won't consider you my liege, or some such drivel. You can be assured of that.
You'll need to feed on warm blood. Blood from mortals. How do you feel about that?
I'm rich, Dr. Reed, and powerful. I'm sure I'll be able to acquire all the blood I need without ever having to sully my own hands.
What do you know about the Guard of Priwen?
What I do know is that I'll crush anyone or anything that would dare to oppose me.
Let's move on then.
Please, I'm cold and tired. I feel my life waning with every moment.
But first, before you embrace immortality, what would you do with such a gift?
That's a rather impertinent question, Dr. Reed, and I will do as I please.
Answer me all the same. What will your first action be as an immortal?
To save London. I will finance the most efficient quarantine ever seen. I will build a wall that will separate the sick boroughs from the healthy ones.
You really plan to build...
Yes, it will be tall and strong, separating the weak. Come, sir. An eminent doctor like yourself knows that such radical measures have proved efficient.
Let me guess. You mean to isolate the rich from the poor?
This is a desperate measure for desperate times. England must prevail, Doctor, no matter the cost.
Quarantine is not a bad idea, medically speaking. But I'm convinced this epidemic will not be contained by mere walls.
As long as the right people are on the right side of the wall, that's all that matters.
But you can't guarantee infection will not spread. Just one contagious carrier would be enough to create an apocalypse.
The apocalypse is already knocking at the gate. We must be strong now.
What if a new outbreak happens inside your walls? You'll have created a giant trap.
That won't happen. As long as we dispose of anyone that is contaminated as soon as they are spotted.
Who gave you the right...
My money. My money and my pending immortality gives me the needed authority, Doctor. I'm a businessman. I'm used to tough decisions.
I've heard enough. It's time to proceed.
At last. All right, do what you have to do. If it hurts, so be it. I've been preparing such a long time for this.
Listen to me, Aloysius Dawson. You will forget your fear of dying, for it has poisoned your mind and made you bitter and ruthless since the death of your twin brother.
You don't understand. Death is oblivion, the eternal void. I know there's nothing there. I saw it in Robert's empty eyes. I saw myself in that coffin.
Death is painful for those who remain, not for those who have passed. All that occult gibberish you filled your head with has made you forget this simple truth.
No! Death will not claim me. I have the power and the money. I've acquired the arcane knowledge needed. I believe there is magic, there are dark forces. You will provide me my extension.
Your ignorance makes you a fool. You have no idea. Look at me. Hunted like a beast, my family lost, cursed. I have not escaped death, I have become it.
No, there must be a way. I don't want to go like my brother did. I have money, lots of money.
Money won't ease your mind. I know you used to be a good and generous man, so I offer you the gift of peace, Aloysius. The tranquility of a true death.
I accept your offer, and I understand. No more fear, I will die a man of dignity, and a man at peace.
Is it done, Dr. Reed? Is Aloysius Dawson reborn, as expected?
I'm afraid Mr. Dawson finally chose to embrace life and death as a mortal.
What do you mean?
He has overcome his fear of dying. I let him rest and wait for death to come.
What? This is unacceptable. Go back there and make him the powerful Ekon he's destined to be.
No, Lord Redgrave. As a doctor and as an immortal, I can't. If you wish to make him your progeny, then proceed on your own.
This is an outrage beyond words. This is betrayal, pure and simple. I should kill you on the spot. You swore on William Marshall's blood.
Well, get rid of me then.
From now on, you're an outcast. Banished. You are forbidden to ever appear in front of us again. Ascalon will smite you on sight, and your heart will be thrown to the rats.
I'll leave you then. Have fun with your puppets and shadow plays, Lord Redgrave.
Yes, go, traitor, and take that awful creature, that counterfeit of a woman I saw waiting for you, and be gone!
Step away, traitor. Return to your dubious friends and your decrepit hospital. Do not dare show yourself again, you or that monstrosity you bring to my door.
We meet again at the strangest of times, young Ekon. So do you serve the Earl of...
Old Bridget. What are you doing here?
Your friend, the wise Ekon. She sent me to warn you.
How did you meet, Lady?
She came to us in the sewers in search of answers.
What kind of...
I knew nothing of your maker, but we talked.
Lady Ash...
She said she was your friend, and that she sought the identity of your maker. So I answered.
Did anyone see...
Who said I took the streets? How do you think I survived for centuries in this city without ever being seen?
Lady Ashbury? You know her?
The lady approached me but a few nights ago, wanting to meet the sewer skulls. Once she questioned Harriet Jones. She agreed to help us.
Harriet Jones is still with you, then? How is she
Harriet remains angry, but is recovering.
Tell me what is going on.
The lady asked us to keep an eye on your mortal doctor friend while you were away. We spotted the hunters. They were discussing plans to attack tonight.
Wait, slow down. I need to ask you something.
I'm listening, but I do not have...
Where is...
She said she will go home. She needed to speak with some old friends first, though. Do not worry, young Ekon. She is no fool, and just as strong as you.
How did Elizabeth...
She presented herself humbly at our gate, and asked if we knew of any ancestral vampires hiding in London. She asked about Ascalon. She asked about many things.
What do you think?
Her soul is good, yet tainted with a deep sadness, and the scars of ancient wounds. Time does that to us immortals, for we have so much to...
Why did she come?
I am old Bridget, the buried memory of the city. She sought the silent truths. Truths.
Why do I feel like Lord Redgrave was particularly irritated to see you? Far more so than the average skull, if I...
Because I used to know him quite well.
You're Elizabeth's informant. You're the one who told her about Lord Redgrave's lies regarding his...
Yes, but my words were not meant to hurt or threaten. I simply told the story of the sewer skulls, and of so many other forgotten children.
No time to lose, then.
I shall return to my den. Have you a message for the lady? Should I see her before you...
Yes.
Is this still unknown to her? Go now and take care, young Ekon, for the flames are rising.
Really thought you could betray me.
Evening. Goodbye, Mr. Bates.
Cordial can be the answer to all your problems. As long as you have the money. Even the flu is no match for the Swanborough cordial. Good evening.
I'd like to...
Good evening.
Goodbye, Miss Swan.
Its effectiveness has
I cannot enter.
Watch yourselves! There's one of them!
Elizabeth, I'm so happy to see you. I was so concerned.
It is also good to see you in these darkened hours. Is all well, my dear?
Indeed, we stand upon the precipice. Has the news reached you of Edgar Swansea?
No. I returned home but moments ago. What of him?
Your friend, the well-informed old Bridget, tells me the Guard of Priwen has assaulted Pembroke. I fear Edgar tops their bloody list.
Bridget? She is such a tragic figure. And yet, I sense deep inside, she has a delicate...
I had the impression you despised...
You have persuaded me, Jonathan. It has been a very long time indeed since anyone has changed.
I was concerned for your safety. McCullum draws too close to you for my comfort.
Fear not. I've evaded the hunters for many a year, and I intend to stay far from their gases, flames, and spikes. Now, speak to me of Dawson.
I convinced Aloysius to embrace death as the ultimate gift of mortal life. I believe he found peace in the end.
The cost must have been heavy indeed. I am proud of you.
Ascalon has defrocked me and threatens to hound me from the city. This was, no doubt, inevitable.
You did what you thought was right at the time. One can ask no more. The important task now at hand is to help poor Edgar.
Now I am assured of your safety. That is precisely my intention.
Good. Now go, my dear, and return with good...
It is I.
I'm all right, Jonathan.
Steady, boys! Now crush! It's an each! Take it,
Those bastards. What have they done to Edgar? Looks like he's wounded. I better follow the blood.
Ultraviolet curtains and orichalcum powder. Dr. Swansea's always been a resourceful bastard. I bet he never told you he had this installed in case of a vampire attack. Says a lot about how much he trusts you.
What have you done with Edgar?
Don't worry. We don't kill humans. Even if your friend is deserving of a little punishment for what.
What are you talking about?
We know everything. Swansea and you created this bloody epidemic. You aim to unleash another disaster just like William Marshall did.
No! I'm trying to put an end to it! Just like you are!
You're its progeny, aren't you? Where is the monster hiding? It's still in England, isn't it?
I have no idea what you're talking about. Jeffrey, please listen to me.
No tricks. That shit won't work on me. We've found proof in the theater. Doris Fletcher was your first experiment. Now where is Marshall? Speak! So much for modern technology. Time for the tried and true. Do you know what this is, Beast? This is a drop of King Arthur's blood. The blood of a true defender of Britain. Stronger than your evil powers.
This is ridiculous. We're losing precious time.
True enough. Soon I'll bring your head before your coward of a father. If you're so innocent, why does simple light burn you so much? Come on, Reed. Try something else. Pin you down! True light will cleanse you! Show some style. Fight like a man. Freewind prevails! You're poisoned. I know. It hurts, doesn't it? I'll pin you down! You're so innocent! Why does simple... Come on, Reed. Try something else. The blood of a true defender of this land will protect me. Freewind prevails! True light will cleanse you! Show some style.